How did you feel when they turned the conversation because of Target and Caroline, your CEO's past involvement with Target? They turned it into a Black American versus Black African conversation, and that whole thing exploded. Of like Essence is losing its focus on Black Americans.
Yeah, I mean, those are one of the. I mean, I'd love to hear how you guys think about that, but that's one of those ones that I struggle with understanding intellectually, right? For a host of reasons. Let's just talk about the actual facts, right? So we had, I don't know, 40 plus acts and performers, right? We had one Jamaican act, Buju, performer Buju, and we had one African performer, Davido, right? That to me doesn't say that we're losing our center, right? We remain extremely centered on African American culture, right? And on Black women. That's our center. That doesn't mean we can't expand out from our center. All it means is we can't lose our center. So if you were on the ground, if you were there, you see that center is very much there, right? You go into the convention center, right? You look at what happened on the stages, you look at what happened. If you were there, you know that we're still centered, right? But if you were there, you also know that we're growing and that we're broadening, because everybody has to grow and broaden. Otherwise, you won't be around, right? There's also sort of the philosophical approaches to this is I view myself as Black. I've benefited from being Black, and I have also lost from being Black. When I walk in the room, what people see, if they don't know me, when I walk in the room, I walk down the street, they see a Black man, right? My entire life has been dedicated to uplifting Black. I focused it on the economic side of Black, because that's what I know how to do. That's what I'm skilled at. The thing that I've learned from that is we're much better off when we're focused on our commonalities and we're building on those commonalities. As I said earlier, I grew up, King, Garvey, Lumumba, right? That the thinking around, hey, we have a much better chance of developing and growing our communities when we find the commonalities and the alignments, and we're working towards shared goals and shared objectives. When we don't do that, we become much smaller, right? And much more volatile and much more vulnerable.
I can't even believe you took the time to explain that. If me, Buju Banton, and DeVito are walking down the street and a white supremacist see us, guess what he see? Black niggas. That's it. What are we talking about here?
Hi guys, my name is Esther Daniel and you're welcome back to the channel. So before we move on to what people has to say concerning this issue, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to help the channel out.
And that commentary from Charlemagne God, his added commentary, is the reason why I do not watch The Breakfast Club. Is he wrong? No. But he's missing the entire point. Black Americans know that if a Black American woman and a Haitian woman and a Nigerian woman are walking down the street, we know that we're all viewed as Black, but we are not the same. We are not the same. I'm Black American. This woman here is a Haitian woman, and this woman here is a Nigerian woman. And we all have different cultures that we stem from, that we come from. And we should all want to protect our cultures, the cultures that we come from. And that's all Black Americans are saying, period. Let me tell you what I heard Mr. Dennis say. Mr. Dennis says that the core of EssenceFest, Essence Magazine, Essence in general, is Black American culture and women. Right? He acknowledges that. And what he wants to do is to expand that. Who's benefiting from the expansion? Who's profiting from the expansion? And who's giving up for the expansion? From the way that it's looking, you want to use Black American culture, Black American dollars, because you, Mr. Dennis, you referenced the $1.7 trillion buying power of Black Americans. You want to use that money and expand it outward. And then if you do that, you take our money, we give you our money, you take that money, expand it outward, build up outward. Where does that leave the center? That's all I got to say. That's it. That's all. He made my point. He confirmed what he said when I came in and did the video. So for all of you that took my video and said I didn't take what how she took it. When she read from the article, I didn't take it how she took it. Well, bitch, here you go. He acknowledges the center. He wants to take that and expand it outward. If the center is the one with the money and the influence, and you're taking that money and that influence to build up outward, where does that leave Black American culture and Black American people? I gotta go to work. I got bills to pay, a new fence to pay for. I'll see y'all later. Side note, yes, I know. This visual wise, this video was all over the place. I don't know what TikTok going on. They done messed up all of the features. It jumped to this, it jumped to that chat. I don't know.
Okay, family. So yes, I did go and watch the video from the Breakfast Club in regards to Mr. Dennis and his goals and his aspirations for the Essence Festival. And yes, his goal is to broaden it and making it a more inclusive, a diasporic event versus just simply a Black American event. For his words, not mine. And so it is what we think it is. It is what we think is happening. And so yes, we have all the right to be like, no, that's not what we want as a community. Which furthers the point that now we absolutely have to create spaces just for us because they want to make everything about the diaspora when it comes to us, which is not fair, and it is a no-go, point blank.
I hate the diaspora wars, and I feel like they're using a lot of words just trying to say African booty scratcher on the cool.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't like the way that she addressed the situation, understanding that this is a festival created specifically to celebrate our culture. We do not go to other people's culture and try to change their events or their festivals or their celebration to make it about us. We don't do that. So,
I mean, if Essence was up for sale, like a Black American could have purchased it as well. It's 2025. It's going to look different. America's different. Everything is different. I mean, a little intellectually lazy just to say, well, oh, it's an African that's leading, you know, that owns it, and that's another one that's leading it. So they're trying to change everything.
what was lazy is that you're taking a situation where artists that are Black American have felt disrespected, that concert or festival attendees have felt disrespected, and or that their time was wasted, or why would they attend it? That is disrespectful. That is lazy. Throughout history, we have been disrespected. There's a lot of layers to our country. There's a lot of layers to who we are as people in our culture. So to come in and try to dismantle that is insane. And the fact that these artists have to even come out and express these concerns when that has never happened before. So yes, the ownership is the problem. Yes, trying to come in and change the Essence Festival is a problem. You should have left it alone. And we're not even out here trying to call out names. We're not even trying to be disrespectful. We're just addressing the fact that we feel that our culture is being disrespected and that we do not like the trajectory or where it is going, as we should. It was ours to begin with. Make it make sense. I'm just so tired of people that's not even Black American trying to act like we are just doing the most.
Just want to share some final thoughts and respond to some comments and questions about Essence Magazine and Essence Festival and the change in ownership and the apparent change in focus. First of all, to people who are asking, how come Black Americans allowed the sale of Essence in the first place? That is a question rooted in anti-Blackness and stems from white supremacy. Black Americans are the only group that the collective is held responsible for the actions of a few individuals. You don't see Joe Blow, white person down the street, being asked, how come the Washington Post, a prominent national newspaper, sold out to Jeff Bezos? Same thing applies to us. That sale, the original sale of Essence Magazine and Essence Festival to Time Inc. happened in 2000 and 2005, respectively. They sold a huge portion of ownership to Time Inc. in 2000 and the rest in 2005. That is 25 and 20 years ago. Many of you all were not even born then, or you were very young. And back then, most people didn't have broadband internet. Back then, there was no social media. Unlike now. Let me assure you, though, from someone who was around, that Black Americans were upset about the sale. But again, we didn't have the platforms for mass communications that we do now. But we did voice our displeasure, just like we voiced our displeasure as a community when BET sold out to Viacom. But I also want to point out, too, that we need to also be mindful that there are many Black-owned businesses and brands and institutions that have never been sold. And those individuals need to be recognized. And we are now beginning to truly understand the value of maintaining control and ownership of our businesses and cultural institutions and heirlooms. Carol's daughter is a big example. The founder of Carol's daughter sold to L'Oreal, but now she has regained control of her company. The same thing with the brand TPH by Taraji. That is the scalp and hair care line that actor Taraji P. Henson created. She has regained full control of her company. And many of you all may not realize this, but those of us who were around in the 90s, the clothing brand FUBU, F-U-B-U, that stood for Us By Us, it was the shit in the 90s. Just like Air Jordans are the shoes to have now. It was influenced by hip hop culture. It was created by Black owners and it never sold out. Now, the brand lost relevancy in the decades since, but the original owners still control FUBU and they are reintroducing the brand to millennials, Gen Zers, and we Gen Xers who remember it fondly. But again, you can't apply the actions of a few individuals in a community to the entire community as a whole. But see, that's always been the case for Black Americans. That's rooted in anti-Blackness and white supremacy. Okay, so then the question about what are we going to do about it, Black Americans? Easy. Just like Richelieu Dennis and Caroline Wanga can do whatever they want with Essence Magazine and Essence Festival, Black Americans, we can do whatever we want with our $1.8 trillion in purchasing power. And many of us are deciding we're no longer going to support an institution that is working towards erasing its origins and its original purpose. Period. That answers that question. Anti-Blackness is global. I have seen it in operation with other African immigrants and some members of the Black American community. You all are just mad. You would be okay if it stayed under white ownership. See, comments like that automatically get deleted and blocked. You're being divisive. You're being xenophobic. Again, anti-Blackness. Because Black Americans are supposed to allow our culture that people claim we don't have to continue to be ripped off so that others can enjoy the privileges and access and profits from it while we struggle for the same. And then we're supposed to now shut up about the exploitation. Shut up about the disrespect. Fuck that. We're not doing that. And we can show everyone better than we can tell them. Again, just ask Target and Uber, and I suspect Essence and Essence Magazine. So those are my final thoughts on that matter. Everyone is free to support whoever and whatever they want to support. But myself and other Black Americans, we're not tolerating disrespect, and we're going to call out exploitation of our culture when we see it. We're going to continue to do that. Bottom line.